I feel irrationally cranky today. It's probably not irrational at all, but I'm really annoyed that ADHD isn't considered disabling enough for the NDIS to do anything about it, the National Disability Insurance Scheme. When you look at the diagnostic criteria in ADHD, by diagnostic criteria alone, by definition alone, it is about executive dysfunction. So it's either, inattention to the point of overthinking things that give you decision paralysis, where you can't move forward, you can't do anything because of all the things you've got to do. So then you can't do any of them because it becomes too overwhelming and you don't know which to do first. And it's, paralysis is the best word. Or you've got that impulsive, hyperactive presentation where you're blurting things out, you're finishing people's sentences for them, you're talking over the top of people, which is, socially problematic in a huge way. It can be terrible in a workplace. It comes with a hell of a lot of oversharing and information dumping, which can A, be embarrassing, and B, be really limiting socially, and can really, I suppose, inhibit you in the workplace, in the school. ADHD is the primary issue that schools have for children. Like, schools usually can manage the little autistic ones that, are a bit repetitive but can manage with structure. That there's an accommodation that, they can have in schools to get by. It's the ones that are autistic and ADHD, or, not diagnosed autistic, just diagnosed ADHD at this point, that they can't wait to answer. They've got to answer now. Things have to come out of their mouth the second they hit their brain, and it literally burns a hole in their brain if they don't get it out of their mouth. And they have no deficit in attention, but they can't focus on anything they're not interested in. So their little brains are bouncing around to wherever the dopamine happens to be. If it's not in the teacher, unlikely, then it's the bird outside, it's the kid who's making a noise over there, it's the sound of the school bell, it's anything that attracts the brain. That's what engages that little ADHD brain. So I'm autistic and ADHD myself. I'm a clinician, I'm an educator, I've been a lot of things in my life, and I'm literally right now dumbfounded. Rejection sensitive dysphoria, reward deficiency, this all relates to ADHD. As much as we know they're part of autism, there is no research base to prove that yet. So at the moment, we consider all these deficits in executive dysfunction to be related to ADHD and presentation, not directly to autism. And yet, we don't consider it a disability to the point of limiting functional capacity and requiring help and necessitating funded support. These people literally, meaning me as well, and I'm not saying I need funded support, I've got enough coping strategies to manage, but I look around my community and I see plenty who aren't quite as lucky and who have severe dysfunction to the point of almost hiding from society because of ADHD. Come on, NDIS, wake up.